Howdy, Mountainwater. We're all standing on more or less active ground. Some places may have elevated geothermal activity, some may have volcanoes, and some aren't really active at all, in the sense that it could affect everyday life. In fact, many cities and villages are built near or on the site of either special geological occurrences such as metals or stone, and maybe even more important, near sites of special geothermal occurrences. The same principle applies at least to some degree to the locality of sacred places, which are often buried by churches. There were some special natural places related to the gods, but most likely they are the result of totally natural events which shaped the landscape. Europe is not known for being very rich in volcanoes or as an area of high seismicity. There are a few exceptions like Italy or Iceland. Otherwise, the region is considered as somewhat stable. Let's have a closer look at the Alps in Central Europe, northern and southern of the Alps. We find glaciers, mineral springs, volcanoes, all sorts of mining operations, metals, mineral salt, geothermal activity, long river system, and many stories about dragons. For example, Schloss Drachenburg at the River Rhine in Germany. That's apart from my paper. And today, I was checking some things out and stumbled across something very interesting. I just have to share it with you. I really didn't have a plan for this video, like always. I just start somewhere and see how it goes. So we went over to Wikipedia. Singing! Hohentwiel is a town in southern Baden-Württemberg, about 30 kilometers northwest of Constance and 20 kilometers northeast of Schaffhausen, Switzerland. Singen is the second largest city in the district of Constance after the district town of Constance and forms the central center for the surrounding Hegau communities. Singen has been a major district town since April 1st, 1956. Coat of arms is a dragon. Now maybe you can say it's also a bear. But it's a bear which spits fire. So if it's a bear, it might be sick. Geography. Singen is located in the Hegau, northwest of Lake Constance, at the foot of Hohentwiel. A phonolite cone, volcanic cone, that is part of the Hegau Mountains. Now let's take it a bit bigger. Check it out! Volcanic cone, phonolite cone. So I went over already to Hohentwiel, but now let's check out phonolite cone. Stone, clinking stone, due to the bright sound when struck, is a volcanic rock of greenish to grey color, which has light-colored components, felsic minerals. Mainly contains alkali feldspar and feldspar representatives, while quartz is completely absent and plagioclase makes up a maximum of 10% of the feldspar present. Phonolite can be found on the left edge of the lower triangle in the Steckeisen diagram, with an increasing proportion of plagioclase. The rock is called tephritic phonolite. The structure is often porphyritic, with alkali feldspar and void minerals occurring as phenocrysts in a dense fine-grained matrix. A variety that contains a lot of rock class in the matrix is called kenyite. Phonolite belongs to the group of alkaline rocks Whoa, check it out! Wide rivers, alkaline rocks, and so on. So, let's go back to this other Hohentwiel mountain with a fortress in Hegau, southern Baden-Württemberg. The Hohentwiel, high mountain in the Hegenau, near Lake Constance. The Hohentwiel fortress ruins are located on the mountain. It is Singen's local mountain and consists mainly of phonolite vent pluck. A phase of active volcanism began 15 million years ago, during which Hohentwiel was a volcano. In the second phase of volcanism, beginning about 8 million years ago, the magma no longer penetrated to the surface and formed the characteristic crest of a spring, which was uncovered in the cold periods of the Quaternary by erosion of the glaciers. The main rocks that make up the mountain are phonolite and tufa. In terms of vegetation, dry grassland and forest cover predominate. For example, the rare Italian grasshopper lives in the rocks and walls of the ruins. People have been settling on the slopes of Hohentwiel for 9,000 years. Traces from the Neolithic age, the Resono culture, the Laocoit group, and the Celts have been proven. A first fortification of the mountain around the year 915 is proven. The medieval castle was constantly expanded. At the beginning of the 16th century, it became the property of the Württemberg family, who converted it into a state fortress. Name origin. The castle was first mentioned in the St. Gallen Monastery Chronicle by Eckehard IV around 980 to 1016 as Castellum Tuiel, which has besieged in 915, since the transition from the late Middle Ages to the early modern period. I have to show you still something else, but I have to search it. Yeah, there is no storyline in my videos. Maybe you have noticed. It's about information. Cryptovolcanism. From ancient Greek, German to hide, is also called subvolcanism. It is a form of volcanism that occurs between surface volcanism and deep volcanism. The rising magma still solidifies within the Earth's crust, but close to the Earth's surface, and forms volcanic rocks, or, in the case of greater solidification depths, gangue rocks, due to the longer cooling period. As it rises, the magma penetrates through existing cracks and cavities in Earth's crust and expands them by melting or displacing surrounding rock. When it reaches the Earth's surface, volcanic eruptions occur and it flows out as lava. In some cases, however, the intruding magma gets stuck, for example, due to its viscosity or due to the combination of cooling and lack of replenishment. Depending on the geological situation, subvolcanic intrusive bodies of various shapes are formed. The magma can push up in a club-like manner and the overlaying layers bulge or dome-like, then a source dome develops, see below. When it spreads near the surface of the Earth along a layer plane in the horizontal plane over long distance, a still develops that has a roughly constant thickness over its distribution. If the overlying layers bulge like a bulge, in such a case, it is laccolith. When the magma solidifies in a fissure, it forms a dike, while when it solidifies in the riser of a volcano, it is called a vent. Yeah, this is translated by Google. That's not the English version of Wikipedia. That's really sketchy to read. These structures become visible in a special way when the top layer has been removed and they remain as hard parts. Some examples of subvolcanic forms are the shiprock, the knot, but now let's go to Cryptodome. At the Cryptodome, also known as Source Dome, spring, like a water spring, water source dome. The rising viscous magma formed club or spherical rock bodies within the top layer, usually made out of tuff, which it bulged like a dome but could not break through. Intermediate or phasic volcanic rocks such as trachyte, latite, phonolite, or rhyolite are typical for spring domes. Examples of such source domes are Dragoncastle. Here we have Dragoncastle and the River Rhine in the background. That's in a different place, but anyway. There's a water spring, I bet, under this castle as well. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a castle because they wouldn't have anything to drink. They would have to go down to the valley to get some water. They won't do that. Just don't. They know there's water. Let's build a castle there. It's our water. Drachenfels and Stenzelberg in the Siebengebirge. Yeah, it is actually the one I just showed you. Let's check it out. Is there anything? Where's the Dragoncastle? Here's the Dragoncastle. The exact same picture I have in my article. I have it from here. That's the exact same picture. The dragon. Dragons, geothermal activity, volcanism, cryptodomes, cryptogeysers, rhyolitic lava, alkaline pH, wide rivers, and so on. Whatever I find, it fits so perfectly. It makes it just stronger and stronger and stronger. Glacier, carrying mountains being actual volcanoes. Yeah, this should make many people think about their environment, cosmic cycles, and many other things that you have ever been told in school about how things are. Where do they or did originate? How they relate together? Do they relate? And whatever things. We had another coat of arms just before where was a bear who was spitting fire. It's just another form of a dragon. There's lions, bears, dragons, thunderbirds, unicorns, griffins. No. Hopefully you get what I mean. These are very interesting times, people. That's from last night. It's a video. Probably cannot see the details and how it looked, actually, because it's just a video. And I knew that there would be some geomagnetic activity since there are like CMEs coming and such things. So it was really interesting. Yeah, there's not the half of the details in a way. And I wonder, are these noctilucent clouds or not? That's the same picture again. That's let's increase that. It might be that the video just stops because I don't have too much memory left. So it might just end. Yeah, maybe this might be the tip before it ends. One picture more and the memory is full and the video ends. No, it actually didn't. Yeah, and I think it's interesting because I was watching them. There has been many hexagonal shapes wherever you look. But let me show you still some pictures. That's the same sky. Here it's not really visible, but I just wanted to somehow capture the different kinds of colors. That's the tower with a light on where the signal for the phone comes from. And this might be from today. I guess so. There are so many interesting things going on at the moment. Here I think I captured something rather rare because these I haven't seen too many times. These kind of riplets in these kind of clouds, which I find very very interesting. Now let's get on with that. I thought that's very interesting. These clouds are so high up in the sky. Many colors, many colors. And this was in the sky for a few minutes and then it's over. These are lens flares, don't care about those. Also this, that's all lens flare. But I try to keep it as little as possible. Same picture. Now the coloration changed a bit. And there are the streaks there in the background. Obviously you can see them. These are just really amazing. Really amazing. Plasma filaments. The first nights come in white. Here they are. Colors in the sky. And this is not enhanced or whatsoever. I just try to adjust the light a little bit while taking the picture. That was yesterday. I thought there might be something coming, but it didn't. As always, they dissipate as they come closer to us. For whatever reason. Probably a surface conductivity anomaly or Kursk magnetic anomaly. This doesn't look like much, but at first glimpse I think no one would notice that there is anything in the sky, but there are streaks. Many streaks. There's fog in the background. Lines. I don't know why I took that picture here. This is a place of interest. There might be some sea urchin spike or spine here. Because there are clouds at the same position all the time. This was from today. The first picture I took. Let's increase this quickly. Now you can see that's not too easy somehow to adjust in order to get everything visible. But anyway, you probably get the idea. this card. And then there has been two. And here we can see some even stronger energy currents since the plasma gets more dense. And this was a little bit later. Let me increase this. Now let's look at it before I do anything to the picture. So now, check this out. My wife said that looks really creepy. That's a little bit later. Still looking as creepy as a cloud can look. It might be a dragon, you know. But I think I will leave it here. Remember to watch the sky. Thanks.